Hi, hello, and welcome to another tutorial in JavaScript and HTML and CSS. In this video, we're going to create this web page. So, when we're scrolling down like this, it's going to reveal to us this item right here, or this text with this background, as you see. So, when I scroll, it's going to reveal to us the text. I'd create these three files right here, one for the index or the HTML file, and the second one for the JavaScript, and the last one for the styling. I'm going to drag that. This is the folder that I created that contains that three files. I'm going to drag it to my Sublime text editor. I'm going to open them all at the same time. Inside of the HTML, I'm going to create the boilerplate just by typing HTML and hit tab on the keyboard. It is going to automatically give us all of these texts right here in Sublime text. So the title I'll give it just reveal, like this one, and I'll go to link everything or connect all the files with each other. So I'll start by the style.css, and also for script. What I'm going to do now is to open this file. As you see on the screen, nothing in it. It's still a blank page. Let's start by writing some content. I'll use sections. In this section, I'll just give it like a top class. Inside of this class type, I'll just going to write each one by like Idri or welcome to a new tutorial or a new video or a new lesson, like this. And I'm going to create another section on that bottom, and I'm going to create inside of it a div dot background. This is a class name, and also I'll go with each one, give it like something here, and a p with lorem. If we save all of these contents right here and reload our page, it's going to display to us this. Now I'll jump to the styling file and add some styling to the page here. I'll start with the body. Inside of the body, I'll set the margin to 0 and padding to 0, just to get it off that default padding and margin. I'll go with font family or font size. I'll leave it to 25 pixels, and font family, I'll give it family. I'll set it to sans serif or Arial, and also here sans serif, like this. And if you want to give it a background color or anything, so I'll jump to here, HTML colors. I'm going to choose here some color, like this color right here. Now, if I save this and I jump to my page and reload it, it's going to be like this. We could just reduce this to 20, it's better, like this. Now, I'll let the text be color white, like this. Now the text is showing. I'm going now to jump to the next. It is the top, to decorate this top here. Some .top. I'll give it like a height of 100 VH, like the entire page or the entire window that the user is going to display in their screens, 100 VH. And I'll go to the first one and make it in the center. So display flex and justify content also center, and align item center. If you reload the page right now, is the text in the center of the page. Welcome to new lesson. And for the bottom here, that bottom, also I'll do the same as I done here before. I'll give it a VH, the height of 100 VH, and display the flags and everything. So if I reload it and go down, like it's better to change the background color. So background color here, I'll leave it with another color. I'm going to choose it from this page. This color better. Now the page is better looking. Now I choose this background. Here, I'm going to the style.css, pass it, and add some decoration to it by making some margin of 10% on the right or left, and 0 for the top and bottom. I'll give it some padding, top to 2 pixels or 0 pixels, and right or left to leave it with 16 pixels or 20 pixels. And I'll do some line height between the lines. So line height, I'll give it to 3 pixels. So if I reload now the page, it's like this. And as I show you in the previous or here in this page, that the text has this background color, so we could just add it here by just adding the background color to the background div. I'll give it a teal or any color you want it to be. It's not really matter, as you see right now. And you could just make some border on it, fancy border, by just making the border here to something bigger, like 10%. Like this. And I'll go here, I'll go to the fancy border and I choose some heights. I'll give it, for instance, to 300 or 150. I'm going to change the decoration like this. I'll copy it, go back here, I'll do border radius. Follow the page, now it's better. So at the top and bottom, I'll give it like 5% padding. Now it's better looking. And you could choose any border you want. It's not by heart. You're going to find all the links in the description, or you just go to the fancy border, Google it, and go and find it. Now we end with setting the page. I'm going to jump how to let it reveal. So to let it reveal, we have to write some code in JavaScript. First of all, I'm going to say that on window, just by entering the user this web page, create for me this function. So on window, window that add event listener listener. We need the scroll. So when we scroll, we want to add that function, and the function that we want to add, we're going to call a reveal, and you could call it any name you want. And here the function, this function is going to apply, and what is going to apply inside of it, and we're going to write it here. So reveal like this. Now what we want to reveal, we want to reveal this special text is here, or this entire div, like this entire div right here, or just the texts. I'm going now to main. I'm going to grab for me that element right here, and it is the background and this entire div from here to here. So document that query selector, and I'm going to select all of the items. I want to select all the items. Whatever we scroll down is going to happen. So that what I'm going to add here, dot or all. What we want to select, we want to select this background right here, and I am going to give it like a reveal things, reveal class dot reveal. I don't like give it a var of reveals. We want to equal to this, and the revealing things, it's like infinite things. So we will reveal how many times you're going to reveal, not time or not 2 times, it's just multiple times. We don't know how many the user is going to be going up and down the page. So we have to say to the program that we're going to do infinite loop for this scrolling down and up, just for each time the user scroll up and he tried to scroll down for something else, it's going to do the same revealing as did it before. So the same thing we're going to do here, but to do that I'll go create a var of I to create that for loop. So for I from the start point, or when the user entered the page, equal to 0, and we're going to say that I smaller than the length of reveals, so how many times we reveal. So the reveals that length, and also we need it infinite, so it's going to we're going to increment the I by 1. Inside of here we're going to do an if statement, and that if is going to say just if the user is still not down, not scrolling down. So when we scroll down like this, it's going to show us. Otherwise, if we scroll more, it's not going to happen anything. So when we return back, it's going to remove, it's going to return its first state, and we will create again, is going again to show us at the same time that the first time revealed to us, like this. So as you see, as many times I scroll, it's going to return to its first state, and when I scroll down, it's going to show up for me, or reveal up for me. Here, to do that, as I said, if statement, and this if, what I want this reveals, how many reveals, how many times I want this div, this entire div right here with its background color to reveal. So to do that, I'll do this. I'm going to give it the loop that I created for it, dot, and here there is a method or a function that to let this happen, called, or we have to get something, get bounding client rectangle, or rect. And here where we want to get this rectangle, we want to get from the top. So that's where we're going to create a top, and we're going to say while this smaller than the window in our height, then the window in our height. If the window is still like this, it's going to reduce that for me. It's going to like hide it. So when I approach to this here, is going, as you see, the text is hiding. So just when I scroll down like this, it's going to hide. When I scroll down, it's going to hide it. As you see here, the text or the background is still showing, but the text is hidden automatically when the inner height or the height of that window is reached the maximum of it, is going to return to its first state to reveal for me again like this. So that's what we have here to create something like a window dot inner height like this. What we want to happen, we want to add a div or something. So reveals I dot class name class list dot add. What we're going to add, we're going to add an active state for the div. Otherwise, we're going to remove this. Else, we're going to remove this adder div or adder class. Class list dot remove active like this. Now, if we went back to our reveal, we have here to add more stuff to the reveal things and also for the active things. So when reveal, so this is the lines is going to, in styling this active and reveal divs or classes, I'm sorry, it just going to use in the revealing. This is what it's going to make that revealing, these two divs. So let's just go right away that reveal here and go with the transition. Set the transition or the transform from what to what we want to transform this. We want to translate it from the bottom to the top, so we're going to add this 150 pixels or anything, and we want to have a period while it's scrolling, so we're going to the transition I'll let it to 0 point, or we want the transition to be to all 2 second is, and also we're going to make the opacity 0 to hide her or not showing it for us. And for that active, when we add this active or when we scroll down, we need to return the opacity to it to 1. So opacity to 1 like this. And also the transform, we're going to return to its first state or its first position. Transform and translate y to 0 pixels. It's like in the main point where it was at first time. So if we save this and went back to here and reload the page, now as you see, when I reload the page, it's showing to me. When I go, it's showing it just from the top to bottom, and that's because I add in here the minus sign. So if I reload the page and when I scroll down here, it's going up for me, and when I scroll up, it's going to hide and also it's going to be at the top. So this is how to create the scrolling things. For the text is here. If I want to let this scroll something, for instance the title to scroll from the left from here, and the text to scroll from the right, and this background color to scroll from the bottom, it's easy actually. I'll go here, I'll create two things like that left or that right. I'll start with the right, and also another one for the left. What I'm going to do, it just play around with this. First of all, I'm going to cut this and make it at the end here, like this. Now all I gotta do is just copy this and pass in here and here. So what I want actually is just the right, it is the x, the x lags, the x, and here also the x, and to let it float from the left to the right, I'm going with minus, and here I'll let it to from right to be positive. And I'm going to add this right or left to the classes of something and pi. So class, I'm going to add here the reveal, just to grab this item. So if we remove it, it's not going to happen anything. For instance, if I want this title to scroll from the right, I'll write it right here. And for the p, or the paragraph class, I want from the left. If I went here back and reload the page, it's not showing in here because I add classes that's not contains I didn't grab them from here. As you see, I just grabbed the reveal one. So to let them also work, I have to add that reveal, or in JavaScript, I'm going to create something for them like this and grab them specifically by adding to them another class to generate on all. So here, or I do just reveal like this. If I save it and went back, reload the page, as you see, the something is scrolling from the right, and the paragraph is scrolling from the left. And that's how to create scrolling bars, scrolling diffs. It's quite easy, not by something hard. I hope you got everything that I tried to explain to you in more detail, in a more sufficient way that be understandable and easy to figure out for me. To let the revealing to be from the top, at the same time just go here to the style and create, for instance, here from the top, and add here the same thing from here and pass it, and change this to Y and let it to negative to be from the top to bottom. And for the revealing here, you could change the name and add some more stuff here in JavaScript by just changing the reveal name, or you could just remove this and let everything control itself. For instance, if I remove this here, Y, it's nothing going to happen if I save it, because I make the transparent transition and opacity. So if I reload it, it's going to work, as you see. And opacity and the transition, I do not have to remove them. And the reveal, it's important in this file just because I call it here, I use it in JavaScript. So if I remove it, I have to rechange the divs that I'm going to call. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Stay tuned.